cold and grey day in November. Boats are coming out, which is fantastic. And today we are taking out our new to us day boat, ready for some winter maintenance. She's going to look great. Bit far over this side, eh? Might need to go back in. It's always tricky with the new boat because we haven't got the measurements. So it's a bit of a try and see approach today on a little new boat, much harder than a larger new boat. Let's see what happens with second try. Got the go ahead from Steve. Pretty grubby underneath from being in the water. Gonna need a jolly good clean.
Really small to me, this stuff, but it's interesting. There's a wooden wedge underneath the front. I guess that's just the way they were built, but I mean it all looks pretty normal.
And that's the wooden wedge just there, is it?
Yeah, there's a wooden bit at the bottom of the keel. There's the obligatory bit of fishing line around the propeller, but it's rare to get a boat that doesn't have that.
There we go. That'll come off that fishing line. And here's the new day boat. It's coming along beautifully. Steve has really sanded down the hull. He's taken off the wooden strips along here and his fiberglass filled in where the screws were, and that's because the tidal range down the southern end of the Broads is a bit longer than on the northern end of the Broads. So we want to make sure that people aren't going to get the boat hooked up, which wouldn't be good for the boat, but it's given it a really smooth finish. She's worked really hard. I did actually film him doing quite a bit of the work, but unfortunately the footage is being corrupted, so I'll try and catch him doing something else. But she's looking lovely, really impressed. So the inside of the boat's looking a bit messy than when Johnny and I brought it down the river, isn't it? Steve, this is the boat. It's looking quite a lot different since I last saw it, and we lost all the videos I made that were corrupted. But since I've been away, there seems to have been a lot of holes appear in it. There's one at the front, the windows have got holes in it. What's going on with this boat then?
Right, well, as you know, the windows were perspex and they overlapped the superstructure by quite a lot. We think that glass and aluminium windows would be a lot better. So as you saw just a little while ago, I was making templates for the actual windows to be made.
So those are deliberate holes, they're not holes you've made on purpose, they're holes we need to have?
They are, yes, and once we're finished they'll look nice and neat with hatches and windows in.
And what's Jack doing over here then?
Jack is cleaning off all the sticky stuff which sealed the windows in.
Very good. So what's going on with the inside of the boat, Steve?
Right, so the inside of the boat I'm literally taking virtually all apart. The batteries are going to be moved towards the back of the boat, so the front of the boat comes up a little bit. And as you can see, I've taken a lot of the stuff off the dash to make it a little bit more cleaner. We'll paint it. This bit here had a folding bit, horrible folding bit, which came all the way down here somewhere. I'll cut that off and I've fiberglassed a bit in the centre there. And once that's sanded down, that'll be a lovely dash. And the holes here and over there will all be filled in and fiberglassed up. The control lever will be going back up with a plate on it. Because when we got this particular boat, it was going way too fast, so I'll limit the speed of it. So yes, just having a lot of sanding, painting, and a bit of moving about the new floorboards. So yes, I look very quite smart for the beginning of the season.
Very good. Can't wait to try it. Maybe with a picnic. We'll see.
Well, we're making a template like we have done with the front windows. So when Trevor comes and gives us a quote for the windows, he can take the templates away and make the actual aluminium frames for the windows, and they'll fit perfectly.
Does that mean we get rid of those horrible study things that nearly ripped my nice jacket?
Yes.
Hooray!
Yeah, yes. I've been working on the new day boat, and we're going to do some fiberglass, and I'll show you in a little while what we're actually doing. But I'm just going to cut out a few bits of fiberglass mat. We're just cutting them into shape, and they don't have to be any particular size, but just working size, if you know what I mean. Because we've got to do the fiberglass in a very tight spot. The good thing about chop strand is that it'll all intermingle. I've made up this bit of plywood, rounded the corners off, and what we're going to do is we're going to fiberglass this to the hull of the boat. What I've done so far is I've mixed up some P40, some fiberglass filler mat, and mixed it all up and put it to the back of this board just to stick it on the side to hold it in place, so I can fiberglass all the way around it. And we've done this because a lot of the electronics, the charger, was just randomly in various places and a bit untidy and hard to maintain and look at. So this is the charging unit here, quite a heavy unit, so this is why that's got to be fiberglassed in very well, and that's just going to be mounted on there and all the wiring all tidied up.